It has been such a long time since I've been back inside the bike shop, but I'm happy to be here tonight. It is about 10 o'clock on a Wednesday. I am not tired. We are working on my bike and we're doing a nice little project, so I'm excited for this. Kind of been putting this off because of the fact that I have to recable my whole bike, but we're gonna get into it today. So in today's video, what are we doing? I have my Tarmac SL7 Pro, the custom build-up that you guys always see in my videos. We are changing the brakes on there. That's right, the brakes. These are Magura brakes. You guys must be thinking yourself, GC, I don't think Magura makes a road brake. Yes, that's correct. They do not make an actual road brake that they brand. Yes, they work with Rotor to make their own road brake calipers, but today we're doing something different. We are pairing our Shimano brake hood levers, which I have the Ultegra 12-speed, with the Magura disc brake calipers. And now, you guys might be asking me a question. Why? Why are you doing this? What's the reason for it? I'm gonna be completely blunt here. Honestly, no reason at all, okay? I wanted to change it up. I've seen this on a couple videos now. I've seen also, you guys might have heard of him. He's a big pro rider, Mr. Chris Froome. Actually on his Factor Pro bike, and you guys know that he made a video about this in the past, that he doesn't like disc brakes on road bikes, but he prefers to have a Shimano disc brake Dura-Ace caliper on the rear and a front Rotor Uno disc brake caliper on the front, which is made by Magura. So I thought to myself, if he's running it mixed with his Dura-Ace brake calipers or Dura-Ace brake levers, why can't I? So also I saw Road.cc, and then another big shout out to another YouTube channel, Evan, Mountain Bike Saga. He has a great mountain bike channel where he did a Shigura disc brake collaboration where he took an XTR disc brake lever and he paired it with a Magura caliper, and he said the brake actuation was absolutely beautiful. So apparently this is one of the most expensive jobs you can do for your bike, but they say that the brake outcome of it is phenomenal. Now, how is this possible? They both use the same hydraulic fluid. They both run off mineral oil. Magura's being branded Royal Blood. Shimano just being the normal mineral oil. Yes, so that's what we're gonna get into today. I'm very excited for it. In all honesty, I have no reason to tear apart my bike. The Ultegra caliper has been running fine. I have no disc brake rub at all. The brakes feel phenomenal. There's literally nothing to do here, but I want to pain myself to take apart my whole bike and run it through today, so that's what it is. But this does look very nice. I believe these are a lighter disc brake caliper. They say the brake actuation is better, the stopping power is better, and you can do this to your bike self. Also, you can swag out your bike a little bit. This gives it a little bit of flair, makes it your own. Magura has these little rings here to kind of identify that they are Magura brakes, and you can change these out. They make them in purple, they make them in red, they make them in gold, they make them in silver. So that way you can kind of customize your bike. Now, does Magura sell these by themselves? They do. You can buy these disc brake calipers. They're the MT8 flat mount disc brake caliper. They're one of the highest disc brake calipers they make. I got them paired with the Magura MT8 brake lever for mountain bikes. This is an extremely expensive disc brake set for mountain bikes. I believe they're like $300 a piece for this setup and this setup. Magura does actually make these to sell by themselves, but then you have to buy the hose from themselves. I think it's like $160 per caliper for brakes. So it is very expensive, and again, it's not needed yet, but I'm excited to try it on and see how they feel and see if there's a difference to it, because I've talked, when I called up the Magura rep myself, and I was like, hey, what's going on with these things? Do you guys know what I'm gonna do with this? They're like, we have an idea what you're gonna do with it, but just don't tell us. So obviously they know that other people are doing this, but I'm very excited. So the whole job I'm gonna have to do today, remove these calipers, take out my whole headset, take out my whole fork. You guys will see it pretty much sped up, but it's gonna probably be about like a 30-minute to hour process. Then I'll have to bleed the whole system as well. I'm going to be using the Magura disc brake hoses right here. I'm going to be removing the mountain bike lever right here. I'm going to be using a Shimano barb and olive to reconnect the hose to here. And yeah, it should be nice. These are already filled with fluid. They're already filled with fluid. This is filled with fluid, so it should just be pretty much plug and play once I get it through there. I'm gonna try to not remove the crank because of the fact that I don't wanna have to. I'm just gonna try to shove the cable through there, drop the hose. But yes, I'm very excited to see what happens. In the future, I will be swapping these out probably for a different color. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's get into it. Now we have to undo this beautiful tape job, undo the cables and housing for the shift levers, and then go ahead and drop the whole fork and pull out the caliper itself. Fun, fun, fun. Let's get into it. All right, bar tape is all taken off. Now all we have to do is unhook the hydraulic hose right here. We're going to note where our bars are marked at on our marked bar, so that way we can put them back to the same position. And then we're going to remove the stem, remove the fork, pull out the cables, everything will be good to go. Another thing I do want to mention is that if you are doing what I'm doing, where I'm going to run a new brake line in with the fluid, and this already has fluid in it, remove your brake lever off the bar completely. Remove the 8 nut right here, so when you remove it, the bleed port for the shifter hole, for the shifter hood, is facing upwards. And we're going to put those to the side over there, so that way no fluid gets leaked. And then when we attach the hose back on, we're going to attach it off the bar into here. And I'll show you guys what I mean. But that way, you keep all the fluid inside the shifter, we keep all the fluid inside the hose. And usually when you do that, you don't have to go ahead and bleed the brakes if they're both already pre-bled from factory. But we'll take a look. You know what my favorite thing about the round bar is? Well, you guys always ask me why I choose a round bar over an arrow bar. One, not because just the cables don't go internally. It's very easy for me to work on externally, but whatever. But two, it's just the old school. I can literally loosen up the stem. Don't have to worry about the stem bolts falling off the stem plate. And I'll just undo the bar like this. And now I have my handlebar out, which is super cool. And it's kind of nostalgic to me. Plus, check the cap. It's a retool stem cap. You'll see a lot of professional riders like Sagan, Remco have it. Yeah, I got one. Fork is completely removed, spaces are removed. We have our fork right here. Now all we have to do is just remove the brake mount caliper right here. Then we have this rear brake hose right here, which we're going to extract out of the frame. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to go ahead and keep the crank in there and just see if I can shove the new cable through the caliper cable through the frame and just go above the crank. We should be able to get it. And I have a foam piece inside here that I want to keep that goes around the hose, because if you don't have that little foam piece around the hydraulic hose, you get a bunch of frame rattles, which sounds like a-ka-ka-ka-ka, a-ka-ka-ka-ka. Let's get into it. The front brake is removed completely from the front fork, so that's going to stay there for now. Now the job is to remove this rubber sheath around, see right there? Rubber sheath around that hose right there. So I'm going to go ahead and fish that thing out. Actually, let's see if we can get it right now. Actually, I'm going to have to disconnect the disc brake hose, pull it up, yank it back. We'll do it right now. And I got it out, okay? So that's the rubber tube. It's got some nice grip. That was not necessary to say, but whatever. Boom there, and now all we have to do is just yank out this hydraulic hose here, back through, and now we can hope that the rear one goes in just as smooth, all right? So rear one out, now on to the Maguras. So we have both calipers here side by side. You can see Ultegra. Again, I had no issues with this brake caliper, and they did a really good job by widening that disc brake right there. This is the new Magura MT8. I really dig that little green O-ring. Like I said, I might swap it out. I might have to change the angle of this hose right here. I'll just loosen that up and then change the angle of the hose. But yeah, I'm excited to see. To be honest with you, this feels a little bit heavier than MT8. But again, I'm doing this for swag. I'm doing this for content. I'm doing this to show off. And maybe at the end of the day, I might enjoy the brake actuation more. Who knows? But this is just something I've seen. If Chris Froome likes it, hell. It's a guy who said he hates disc brakes. If he prefers this way, maybe I might like it too. All right, here goes phase one of trying to shove this into the hole and seeing if I get it to come out on top first try. Oh yeah, baby. No issues there. We're all the way through. I can see right here. Whoa! And the good thing about these Magura is they have a ton of slack of cable. Just gotta put my rubber sheath on. Hell yeah. Even if the cable went under or over the bottom bracket, that bottom bracket is completely sheathed for the crank spindle, so there will be no rubbing of the crank spindle no matter what. And all I have inside there is two DI2 cables. What the hell? There we go. How cool does that look right there? We're on, and just so you guys know, I am using the same exact bolts that came off my Shimano Ultegra right there. They do work for the same frame size, so that was not an issue going to the caliper. The one thing I do need to adjust is that hose bend is not slick leaking at all. I'm gonna change those things up right there. So all I have to do is just take a T25 to it, loosen it up, and then it will go right back down. Don't loosen up too much because that is where some fluid can come out of that. Yeah. All right, both brakes are installed. I'm about to go ahead and put another time lapse on to get this through there. Headset, everything is complete, back on par where it needs to be. We have the cable guide underneath the stem connected. This is our rear brake line over here, and this is our front over here. As we can see, we have our tape marking. Bada beep, bada boom. All we have to do now is run the bar. We're gonna tape the cables to there and then put the shifters on. I'm excited to see how this feels. This is very new to me. This is something that I'm excited to see how Chris Flume enjoys riding bicycles, okay? What are you saying, pow? So the way I get my brake hose cut, put it onto the brake, make sure no fluid spills, semi where you had it lined up before, grab my line like that, and this is where I grab my tool, but because I have you guys here, I have to put this down like this time this, actually, this time this, that's still there, this time this, got my line cut right here, and now we're going to give it a little snippet. So I grab my tool. Okay, boom. That's what I want. I always do a little bit extra because of the fact that if I ever want to drop my headset again, I always give a little bit extra. So like I mentioned before, we're going to be using a Shimano barb in olive. The Shimano barb is going to go inside the hose. So go ahead and stop it there. This gold olive is going to go inside the shifter itself. The reason why we're not using Maguras is because these are Shimano levers, so I figured that the Shimano will work best for that. Also, there's a bunch of people on forums and stuff saying that that's the way they ran it. You might be able to run with the Maguras if you're in a pinch and you don't have any Shimano barbs and olives, but luckily I do have a bike shop on hand, so I'm very fortunate to be able to do this. So again, this is the way I do it. Put the olive inside there like it comes from Shimano, and then we go ahead and get like a little poker of some sort. And we're going to guide the gold olive right where the hole lines up there. We're going to put pressure on it with this nut. That way when we feed this into it, it goes where it needs to go. Do you understand? There, right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're all hooked up right now. I haven't connected the wheel yet. I want to do it with you guys the first time, see how it goes. So I'm actually just going to put this back wheel in and see how this baby feels, because I'm really excited to see how it feels. One, to see if it has a brake platform. Oh, you fell off your chain. Oh, we're regretting that. Two, I'm just excited to see what happens here. I'm excited to see the feel. I'm excited to see the pump. We're gonna find it together. We're gonna turn down the skewer. Got some disc brake rub, that's fine. We haven't squeezed the brake. Okay, it's my first time squeezing the brake. Are we in camera frame? Yo, okay, I'm not gonna lie. This feels really, really good. Like it's almost, it's a very hard explanation to feel. I'm gonna pause the video there, but like look at the brake actuation here. Like look at like the modulation, very firm, but it has almost like that. It's like that in between a Magura and SRAM feeling. Like it feels like a Shimano brake right the first initiation, but you can also have like some kind of pull as well. Like it feels like. It feels different than Shimano. Shimano, you squeeze it, you feel like you hit a wall. This, you feel like you can kind of squeeze harder and get more out of it. That actually feels dead ass, like really, really good. That's crazy. Okay, let me tighten that thing up. All right, guys, here is the final outcome of the Magura build. Must say, the aesthetics of the bike look sick. I know it's small, but I love details. I love details on bikes. That's why I have the OSPW, the silver. That's why I have the silver Nova to Ride bottom bracket. I like these small little details. And I like how I can change out these rings to match my bike as well. Just to be different. I know it makes no sense, but when you like something, you want to be different, you want to stand out, it is what it is. You can change these out. I might change these out to a red. They have a red to kind of match the P and GC on there. But phenomenal. I love these aesthetics. I love the difference of it. Two, the feel of it. Now this is hard to describe on camera, but I gotta say, I'm in love. And before I even talk about detail and try to be like, oh, he's selling it, I myself bought these brakes myself, the full package. Magura did not reach out to me. Magura did not sponsor this video. Magura did not give these to me for free. I paid through it, and I'll be honest with you guys, through shop costs as well, which is still a lot of money, to put on my bike and put my time on it during the day through here. It feels in between of like a SRAM disc brake rotor grab and a Shimano. SRAM kind of has that nice kind of pull where you have like modulation. It feels like you can like have different actuation of the brake. Shimano, you squeeze it and feel like you kind of hit a wall. Here you have the exact same feel of a Shimano quick snappy disc brake, but then you kind of have like this like pull, which feels like the disc brake is like actually engaging more. It's different, and I'm here for it. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. And again, I'm not saying that it's necessary to ride your bike or by any means. The Shimano worked great, but maybe this is why Chris Froome did it to his bike on his Factor. He put on here, like I mentioned before, the Rotor Uno disc brake caliper, which is made by Magura, with his Dura-Ace disc brake shifter. Maybe because he feels more confident going to corners. I don't know. Maybe he feels more confident with this, but it feels almost like, not a rim brake. I'm not gonna sit here and say it feels like a rim brake, but it feels like when you squeeze the rim and you have that like a little bit extra give. I don't know. It's really nice. And if you guys are ever in the area and you guys are questioning whether or not you want to do it, you want to feel my bike, come on by. Keep my bike here. You guys can squeeze the brakes. I don't mind. Just say, hey, I want to feel your brakes. I don't know, but absolutely love it. The braking power feels great for me just riding around the store. It's 12 o'clock at night. It's completely dark out. I can't get a video of it, but I will have some B-roll footage of me riding around outside tomorrow. But absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you guys the disc brake rub right now. There is no disc brake rub. I'm going to show you guys a test. Not a one. Absolutely beautiful. Nothing, man. The rotors have enough space. The calipers have enough space. They feel phenomenal. In conclusion, maybe Magura has a spot in the road bike game. Maybe they should make some road bikes. Maybe they should make some brake calipers where they have their own shifter and maybe pair up with Shimano and make something. I don't know. I very much like it. Again, it's a lot of money, but it's something different if you're looking for an upgrade to do. Now, if you guys will excuse me, this is the end of the video. Like I said, it's about 12 o'clock. I'm gonna clean up my bench, put my bike back, and you guys will see some B-roll footage tomorrow of the bike. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Absolutely love it. I love doing this channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever I post this. So hopefully you guys enjoy.